It's a big, big thing in the principles, I think, because when I first came, I wanted a big insight. I wanted it right now, and something was wrong with me because I couldn't find it. I couldn't force it to happen, and then I would get frustrated and wanna give up. And when I gave up and I let go of all of it, that's when I'd get my insights. That's when I'd get my aha. And so it was like this little game that I got trapped in. I'd get frustrated and, "Ooh, this isn't working." Take a step back and do something else and, "Oh, well, I guess this'll work." It's that patience and, yeah. You guys wanna hop in here?
Yeah, I love the topic. I love patience that, like you said, for me too, that is something I felt like I did not possess much of. In other words, I used to always say to people that patience is a virtue that I don't have. Before the principles and the understanding, yeah, I didn't think that I did have any patience. I thought because I flew off the handle at everything so quickly, you know? And when you come to the principles, yeah, this is kind of a little bit different than what you're saying, but when you come to the principles and you gain clarity and you gain that calmer mind and that space between thought, for me, that's where I saw patience lives. And I definitely have it because now I'm not going to say I don't ever get snappy because that would be not true, but it's far and few between, and it's because of the slower mind. It's because of the space there, and in that space, I feel like that's where my patience lives. That we do have it. It is innate, and it's beautiful because I have way more patience than I ever dreamed possible for me to have.
Yeah. For me, it was, by the time I got to the 3 principles, I was so desperate, feel like you, Jen, I was so desperate for that one insight that was just gonna change my whole life. And I think a lot of my struggle for beginning the 3 principles was the fact that I wasn't patient because I was in so much suffering and so fucking fed up of all of the rest of, like, the healing that I'd done that hadn't worked, that I just wanted an insight, and I was like, I'm chasing this insight like a butterfly, and it's just flying away. And then a bit like you, Jen, like, it was kinda like I gave up, and then I found myself naturally flowing back to it, and then that's when I started getting the insights. I was like, "Oh, wow." And that patience is so vital, I think, for the 3 principles because you can't force it. It's not forcible. And I think it's so easy because all of the other healing modalities, and there's always a place for all of them, but they're all about doing. So you get, you most of them you get like a result straight away or very soon after, but then it doesn't last. Whereas the 3 principles, if you keep an open mind, if you keep that patience, if you keep that calm, yes, it can be a slower burner, but it's so much more worth it because you really get to see the whole nature of how life plays out. And then when you get those insights, it's like, "Oh, I don't need any of that." And that's where a lot of people struggle with is the patience and the wanting that insight so much that it's not coming because we want it so much. Go on, Jen.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, going off of kinda what Crystal had said about patience is in the space between, and I love that. I absolutely love that because it's hard to find patience when you're going so fast. It's hard to find clarity when you're going so fast. I know before I was always had 100 million different things going and trying to get this, and this, and there was no time for patience. We're running out of time. What are you doing? But in that rush, in that hurry, like, I would wind myself. I would wind myself up until it just took one little thing of not falling into place, of not being right on time. And I'm like, well, it's all ruined now. What's the point? And, you know, my patience with my children. I had so many things going on, and then they had so many things going on. But in that fast pace of my mind, their stuff was just an inconvenience to me. Like, I don't have time to deal with all of this. Why can't you just get it? And coming to the principles and learning to slow that down so that when something came up, when somebody got sent home from school, and when somebody got suspended again, I wasn't going so fast. And I could take that pause in the space between the thoughts before I reacted. And in doing that, in my patience growing in that way, it helped my children. It helped, my youngest who struggled. And with that patience grew confidence in him. Me having patience helped him build confidence. And me slowing down, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to make the whole school change to better fit him. I didn't know what to do. But in that slowing down, in that talking to him, the answers would, oh, do this. Oh, call this. Oh, have this done. And, I ended up taking his school to the state, like fighting with the school to try to get him in a better fitted classroom. I would have never thought to do that. I would have pulled him out of school and put him in another school and done the same thing and felt like a victim to the world because I didn't know how to handle it. But in that space where the patience lives, where the wisdom lives, I found my answers. Not in going faster, not in making things fit, but in taking a step back and slowing down. And now, he's in middle school now. He just got his first report card for the year and he has 1 B. The rest are A's. And I remember not that long ago when I was like, dude, I will buy you a fucking pony if you get a D. I mean, I didn't. It was a lie, but I would have given anything just to get something higher than an F. Yeah, patience and slowing down is the key, which, like you were saying, Melissa, is hard because all other modalities, you got to be doing something. And with this, all you got to do is not.
Yeah, it goes against everything